Greetings, Star Trek Fleet Commanders. I am the Angry Rhino. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Here we go. Arcfall Day. Yay. Second part of the Con arc. And to a certain extent, it is exactly what we expected. USS Reliant is the focus this month, and just about anything that could be a benefit is surrounding the Reliant. So, trying to get you to buy it. Don't fall for it. I'm not. Hell with that. I ain't buying a dumb thing. But there are a few other things available. So let's get to it. I'm not reading all that shit. Care about our video. Quality of life improvements. Yes, something that was actually confirmed in one of their interviews or question and answer sessions or whatever the hell. Which to me was a little bit surprising because I didn't think, when have they ever answered something like that? But they did. So the Franklin and the Franklin A added to the independent archives. Now, I actually have a Franklin A and a Franklin. So, I was not a spender back then, so you could keep saying whatever you want to say in the comments, but it was something about the Battle Pass. Got some kind of... Yeah, they gave out blueprints somehow in the Battle Pass. I don't remember. I really don't. Because it's been... 4 years, I guess, right? And I never went that far with the new Franklin, I guess. Franklin A's max, but the new Franklin, my second Franklin, I never went very far. Tier 1, maybe Tier 2. But supposedly, if you have maxed the Franklin and then scrapped the Franklin A, the code is supposed to remember that and allow you to do the independent archives regardless. It's supposed to. Will it? I don't know, but that might actually be the first video, Thursday's video. I might go through that. Hopefully, I should have enough currency for the Franklin. Not the Franklin A, but the Franklin, yes, I should have enough currency, so I should be able to go through that and test that out. I mean, we'll get to what you'll actually get from the pillars. Who really cares? I'm curious as to what resource bundles it's going to consolidate. And I have nothing to exchange, so I don't really care that much. I don't go into their refineries anyway, so... But I guess I do then actually get the rewards of it, so that's kind of nice. Where did it say that? Oh, in notes for Franklin Archives. There you go. Players who have scrapped their Franklins prior to Tier 9 will need to rebuild them to acquire mastery. For players who already own the Franklin A, a new bundle is available in the refinery, providing free access to the Franklin's warp drive. Previously only available via missions or event stores. If you scrapped a Franklin between tiers 1 and 8... Isn't that what they just said? You should be able to... What? Should be able to claim the archive pillars up to and including the tiers corresponding to the tier at which you scrapped the Franklin. Okay, there you go. If you scrap the Franklin at tier 9, you should be able to claim all the archive pillars of the archive and master it. So there's that, but at the same time, I have a Franklin, so I wonder if that confuses anything. I have a Franklin A and a Franklin. We'll see. I don't know that I'm really going to want to go through that Franklin bullshit again. whatever. Next thing they got here, Augman Exile Hostile Loot Grade Expansion. Holy shit, that's a long title. In the first month, one of the most feedback things was that the common hijack splicers were not available to primarily G6 players hitting the hostile 62 or higher. So now all augment hostiles will drop more loot of rarities other than their own. What? And epics have had it added. Previously had none. It's a weird way to word that. Now drop more loot of rarities other than their own? Other than their own? Okay. So increases not necessarily their own loot, because G3 would be common, G4, and we're talking about levels here, I guess. G4 would be uncommon, G5 would be rare, G6 would be epic, something like that. It's not like the hostiles were labeled common, uncommon, rare, and epic, but however. Okay, I guess that kind of makes sense. Alright, I mean, we'll see how much though. Because if they were giving out 100 and you increase it to 150, that doesn't really do anything for you. Because how much do you need to refine? Yeah, a lot. Hijack D7 hostile identifier. In order for players to better differentiate between normal augmented hostiles and the Hijack D7 class, we have added a skull icon next to the name. Oh, that's so cool. Thank you. I'll be able to see them at all times now. This icon currently appears when zoomed in. Who the fuck plays zoomed in? Please, anybody out there, tell me, do you play zoomed in? I haven't played zoomed in 3.5 years. And I don't plan to. I like being able to see almost the whole system. I don't know why anybody else would agree, but hey, you know what? If you disagree and you like playing zoomed in, please tell me why. Allegedly, this functionality will later be expanded to work in expanded view. Okay. We'll get a little skull. Why they haven't been doing that this whole time with any loot goblin, with any loot goblin, or let's say scouts back in the day, they had a little star next to their name, but yet when you zoomed out, they didn't have the star. What? Should have been doing this shit 4 years ago. Now you just think about that? Or when did they add the zoom? The extended zoom? I don't know. It's been a while. This is something that really only applies to some of us big players. Some of you lower levels in the 40s or whatever probably aren't seeing anything about this, but in the 60s, and I showed you some of the ships. I think I showed you in one of my other videos how many G5 ships I still have, how many G4 ships I still have, how many G3 ships I still have, and I don't really want to get rid of some of them. Some of the G5 ships, yeah, I'll gladly get rid of, but some of the G3 and the G4 ships, I don't really want to get rid of all of them. There are a few that I want to keep. Like, say, at least one Pilum and one... The hell's the battleship? The one that I never had, and I still barely take it out and play with, but I want to keep it because I skipped it, and I never got to use it, really. So, kind of want to use it. But, I mean, I'm not necessarily running out of ship spots. And yes, for those of you that hadn't realized, the total number of ships that you can have built in your ship inventory, yeah, there's a limit to that. I think I have about 15 slots to play with. Adding additional hangar slots. We have increased the hangar slots by an additional 11 as opposed to 1. You were only going to give us 1? Players of all levels will see this change. Okay, go see it right now. I have the game open up right over here. Yeah, alright, wow. I have 28. I have 28 spots to spare. Yeah. They didn't really... Okay, maybe I was... I don't know what it was at. So it's not a whole lot. It's not a whole lot, but it is some, I guess. Alright. Alright, cool. I mean, that is something that we've been talking about because, I mean, I fucking specially ship every 2 months now. So, 6 a year. Maybe they'll take a month or 2 off, and so it's only 5 a year, but that's... Then those numbers are climbing. They are. And especially for some of us that can't scrap any of the G5 ships that we have. I can't reduce that number. With some of the ships that I actually want to get rid of. However, improved UI elements for players Ops 1 through 20. Gradual introduction of UI enemy elements. Quality of life aimed new players 2 to 19. 1 to 20 or 2 to 19? That's confusing. This improvement will gradually introduce different UI elements, bringing attention to them only when they are relevant to players' operations level. Existing players between levels 2 and 20 are going to experience the following changes. Some tabs will now either become hidden or appear as locked and will proceed to unlock gradually as players progress towards Operations 20. At Operations 21 and higher, all the icons will be displayed as per usual. What? I don't know what's going on here. Some kind of improvement. I can't say that it sounds like an improvement, but it's designed to be. Known items on launch, as in known problems. Some players may find the auto-assign button grayed out or have an issue where the button is clickable even though there is no officer that could be auto-assigned to that away team's slot. Teams have identified the case and a hotfix will be coming soon after the initial launch. Keep an eye on additional channels or official channels. Additional details. Apex shredding change. Last month, launch Apex shredding research due to an error. This node provided inconsistent results. Yeah. With some players receiving more and some players receiving less. Well, it probably had something to do with another research or something. Because otherwise, why would it give some players more and some players less? It had to be factoring in something else. But whatever. The impact of this change was minimal. Oh, okay. Sure it was. But in order to keep in line with other buff items in the game, this node has been adjusted for the Wrath of Khan Part 2 release. Thank you to the commanders who helped bring this to our attention. Okay, cool. Missions. Yeah. They dedicated that many lines to the missions. Sorry. Oh, I can't even fit this all on my page. Oh well, I'm zoomed in too far, I guess, but whatever. You can go look at this if you like. You see this starting point here for the Reliant Loop. You jump into your Reliant and head to Augman Space. Here's a starting point. The Reliant will help you conquer Augman Exile space. And it's hijacked hostiles in Latoria and beyond, providing 3,500% boost to hijacked splicers. It's the little things that come in boxes. Or is it these things? Which ones are the splicers? I don't fucking remember. I honestly don't. I don't remember. Hold on, let me... No, that's not... Yeah, those are what were the things that come in boxes when you... I can't remember all this shit. There's too many stupid ass... Okay, they are splicers. Well, then what's that, thing that activates the, con champion bullshit ass thing? Hijacked insignia. Oh god. I thought they were the splicers. I can't keep all this shit straight. Okay, so that makes this loop even worse because it really does sound like the Revenant. And it's just... My problem with the Revenant is you get so much loot. I can get so much loot in a run, I forget about it. It's like I do it once every 2 weeks. I forget what system, and it's with the Armadas too. I forget what system to go to. I forget what cruise to use. Well, no, I don't actually forget what cruise to use. I forget what systems to go to. I forget to do it. And then all of a sudden, bam, you have no currency. I'm like, oh, totally forgot this loop existed. It's actually what this really sounds like too. You're going to get so much credits, or so many credits, that you're going to barely realize that the damn loop exists. Oh, and you can auto grind with the Revenant. So, you're really going to barely realize the loop exists. Supposedly, anyway. However, X's brand new favors, yeah, there are only favors that specifically become visible. I know because I can't see them in my store. That only become visible once you have the Reliant. That include cost efficiency for new crews. There's something like this already where, let's say, certain officer groups, like a Borg officer group, Next Generation officer boost, I'm sorry, not boost, Next Generation officer group, where, let's say, the cost efficiency for tier ups, you have cost efficiency on tier ups. So instead of it costing 800 shards to get from tier 4 to tier 5, it costs less than that. So that is something that they have added a lot more to with the Reliant. No, I still am not going to buy the ship. I'm not going to do that. So kiss my ass. Especially, well, I mean, I don't really like how much it costs. I mean, for me, it costs 100,000 for 2 blueprints. So now that turns into not me needing 600,000 a day, where I can only get what, at best, maybe 40,000 per hostile. That's cool. I need 700,000 per day. Okay, fine. Yes, I can get that with a few hostiles. My problem is I can't even use my biggest ship because I only get enough for a few days. I don't want to get enough for a few days. I'm going to get a metric fuck ton. I'm going hitting level 40 fucking hostiles because for whatever fucking reason, Tiger, I have to hit hostiles that don't do any fucking damage to me. Maybe it's just me and I don't fucking like it. And it really just makes me not want to participate with this shit at all. So, sorry, but I might have half a month off. You may not get as many videos this month. Or, from what it sounds, you're not going to get as many videos about this damn loop because I ain't got the ship. And a lot of the events and shit are all centered around the fucking ship. I ain't gonna get that. Boost Wrath credits. Sure, cool. I don't give a shit. USS Reliant disables the lithium destabilization ability of all hijacked hostiles in augmented space. Defeat the hijacked D7s and the DY-200 class hostiles for over 200% hijacked splicers. Yeah, so those jackasses that are like, oh, we just have a 90% chance to kill you instantly. Yeah, that's gone with the Reliance. So that's why they're like, oh, you can auto grind now. Because that's supposed to make this loop better. It really didn't with the Monavine. It really didn't. I appreciated that with the Monavine, they didn't add another loop. Right? Or it was more of a passive loop. So that was nice. But it just doesn't excite me. Because it's another ship. Give us money for this other ship. 2 months later, give us money for this ship. 2 months later, give us money for this ship. Do we have to keep fucking doing this? Every 2 fucking months? And you just make shit and make shit. Just add to shit. Add to shit. And you get people like Tiger to make the loop. And how fucking annoying it is. But then you have the ship make it almost irrelevant. And it's not that the rewards don't matter or anything. It's just doing the stuff is almost irrelevant when you get the ship because it's so fucking powerful compared to what it is in your normal, let's say, faction ships. It's a trick. And that is what they're doing. People like Tiger making these loops that just piss you off. So when the ship comes out, you see how powerful it is and now how easy the loop is. And you will then buy the ship. I'm not falling for it anymore. Fuck off. The legendary USS Reliant has arrived for all players. 26. I don't care. Told you about the disable of the stabilization thing. Increase hijack splicers by up to 3,500%. Increase isolated damage by 75,000%. What? Holy shit. Increases apex barrier by 50,000? Okay. That's what I'm talking about. What? 50,000 apex barrier? Holy shit. That's a lot. Whole bunch of extra claims. Apparently 2 Reliant exclusive ship mega claims. No idea. More forbidden tech currency shit. Look, maybe I'm just a different kind of person than the average player out there, but when you add things in here like this, forbidden tech shit that are behind a fucking paywall, it pisses me off still. Because it's a 2-year-old fucking mechanic, I guess, feature that was shit when it came out. And part of it is because you can hit an upgrade on a level or a tier and it'd be like, nope, you're not doing it. With this, what acronym did I come up with yesterday? I was thinking about it. Because everybody wants to say RNG for random number generator. And yeah, that is, it does kind of go with the forbidden tech. Because it is kind of a number generator when you're hitting buttons. Not RNG, but FANG. F-A-N-G. Fuck ass number generator. Because all it does is fuck you in the ass. You could have something that says 80% chance to in your favor. And BAM! Nope. You failed. 2-3 times in a row. Actually happened to me yesterday. Going after those little survey ships in augmented space. they only have a 30% chance to destabilize your warp core. Yeah, one of those fucking hostiles took me 4 attacks to actually kill it because it killed me 3 times. Then on the 4th time, it allowed me to win. That's not 30%. I don't care how math works. I don't care about this. I don't care about that. It's fucking wrong. Never, ever should it have ever taken anybody 4 attacks to kill one of those dumbass things. That's stupid. The only kind of person that does shit like that is a fucking asshole. And the only kind of person that sells you a fix for that is a fucking asshole. Not buying their fucking shit. You know what? Fuck this shit. I ain't talking about this fuck ass shit. There's a whole bunch of shit in here for the ship. If you want the ship, you like the ship here, you can go read it, you can go buy it. Do your thing. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to support their shit. Fuck their shit. Augment favors. I don't give a fuck about that shit either because it ain't for me. It's only for Reliant owners. Kiss my ass. Officers. I know everybody is going to hate me for this because everybody loves Scotty. But I think he's a fucking shit ass officer. And for damn sure, he's the Epic, right? He's a piece of shit. Fucking piece of shit, Epic. Unless these numbers are wrong, increase loot gain from all armadas by 125%. You are out of your fucking mind. 5 of 11 does 100%. On all loot. So when you're going to get specific about it and say fucking armadas, it better be more than 120 fucking 5. It better be 200 or 300%. Otherwise, he's fucking worthless. 5 of 11 was what? 4 or 5 years ago? All you're going to give us is 25% more and you're going to make it only on armadas? You've got to be fucking shitting me. Below deck ability, because yeah, he doesn't have a fucking captain ability. I mean, it makes sense. I'm not saying that that doesn't make sense. I just still don't like it because how many fucking captains are in this fucking group? It's so stupid. Reduces enemy shield mitigation by up to 40% when fighting non-armada hostiles. Here's what I'm telling you. This isn't as good as it sounds. Now, unless it's additive, and it's going to straight add 40% to the, what I like to call shield absorption, not shield mitigation, shield absorption, which would change it from an 80-20 split to a 40-60 split. That might actually do something for you. Does depend on the hostile. But it really might be 40%. So if they're at 80%, 10% of 80 is 8. You multiply that by 4, 32%. So it goes from 80-20 to 48-52. It's not going to do much. Basically, you got to look at it like this. Or you can, let's say, test it out. Strange New World Pike. Put one of his crews up there. Don't put a Sam Kirk or James Kirk on there with him. But use one of those, it's weird to say, OG Strange New World crews. If your shields are, if the hostile shields are still up, then Pike's officer ability, because that's exactly what this is. The Pike's officer ability did help you. If the shields go down, then it didn't matter. You're literally moving the damage from the shields to the hull, but still taking down the shields anyway. Does it really seem like that ability did anything for you? It's not in that battle. No. Basically, the shields need to be big. Much bigger than the hull. You think about the ratio, and the ratio is I mentioned a few seconds ago. What the hell was it? Well, it would have been 32, so it would have been 52% on the bottom. So it would have been 48 for the shields, 52 for the hull. If you think about total hit points of a hostile, if the shields were 48% of it and the hull was 52% of it, that ability does nothing for you. Because you're going to take down the shields. So unless this number gets bigger, it doesn't do anything. Now, but again, it does also depend on a hostile. If a hostile has 66% shield health compared to, let's say, 34% hull health of the total hit points, yeah, it's going to do something for you. But how many hostiles have that much bigger shields than hull? Yeah, some do. Not that many. Not the new waves. Not Zindi. Do silent? I don't know. Not a lot of them really do. Really don't. And I'm going to tell you the traits: resilient, loyal, passionate. Spoiler alert, these are the new traits. Yeah, cool. Remember that? When the away teams came out and you're looking for like loyal and passionate people or whatever, and it's like, I have no officer. Yeah. Because only the new officers have those fucking traits. Cool. Man, I really didn't pay that much attention. I don't remember this girl. It has been a long time since I've seen Wrath of Khan. It's been at least 10 years. And I only saw it once. Yeah, it was a good movie. I'm not going to say that it's not. It's an old movie. It's a really old movie. And I don't like really old Star Trek that much. I really don't. Savic, whoever that is, officer ability, increase isolated cascade damage by up to 150% when in wave defense. Meh, I guess. Sure. I don't really like that because at least where I'm at, I need officer stats. So having a rare officer isn't going to help me. If anything, it's going to hurt me. Because all my officer stats are going to go down. Because most likely I have an epic officer on a damn ship. Maybe not. I mean, I guess technically she could replace Enterprise E data. Though at the same time, do I even need anybody to do that? No, not really. But however, below deck ability on round start against non-armada hostiles, increase your isolated cascade damage by up to 70% for one round if the enemy has any state. Okay. Sure. I mean, that's just like, not Scotty, but Bones from last month. Above deck ability was good in wave defense. So maybe, possibly, I wonder if... I mean, they got to be doing more of this. I mean, there's so many more officers to get to. How are they not going to get, a Kirk or a Spock from Wrath of Khan? Who knows? And their captain ability will be good in waves. So you can throw Savic and Bones on the side. That would make sense. Hopefully they do that. Be interesting to see what the abilities would be. Hopefully one speed. I mean, you have mitigation and attack. I mean, one is speed and... I don't know. Get creative on another one. How about multiple shots? That'd be cool. Yeah. Sounds like a James T. Kirk thing. Cheating and getting extra shots. Yep, that sounds exactly like a James Kirk thing. And his Kobayashi Maru. Okay, went through that shit. I don't care. Bam. Let's get the fuck out of here. Oh, cool. A fucking refit already. Don't care. Look, there's Chaos Tech. They're in there in the thing somehow. Oh, this fucking thing. Stasis Globe. Going to be an epic Chaos Tech for hazard protection. Increase base hazard resistance by up to 200%. Increase base warp speed by 2,000%. Increase base hull health by 2,500%. Well, not everything here is for hazard protection, and no, the hull health is not, because it takes 1% of your hull, regardless of how many researchers like this you have. 1% of your hull every, was it 2 seconds or 5 seconds? Something like that. So when it does that to you 100 times, you die. So this doesn't do a whole lot for you. Plus, you're essentially wasting a chaos tech slot. You're wasting it. How about this? Fuck hazard space. I don't want it to be a chaos tech. Yeah, I for damn sure don't want this shit to be a chaos tech. Because again, you're wasting a chaos tech spot. You could have something else that increases your attack or increases your loot. Something. No. Yeah, I don't like that. Omega Molecule increases Crenum temporal wreckage gained from the formation assholes by up to 1,500%. Wow. Again, what's the point of the loop then? if the loot is that easy to get, not 1,500%. Okay. Increase the apex barrier when fighting Crenum invading entities, 16,000%. Seems a little better, especially because against those invading entities, it's not going to be that strong for some of them anyway. For mine, it's not strong enough. Increase base critical damage for all ships. For all ship against hostiles, armadas, and players by up to 200%. What? So does it mean any ship it's on, or... Yeah, that doesn't... I don't get it. Sorry, I don't get it. Because for all ships, and all ships engaged in a battle, so if you're fighting a player, both you guys get 200% critical damage? It's weird. It's worded very weird. Setl, increased base weapon damage. This is one that was a little odd looking to me. Increased base weapon damage versus group and solo armadas by up to 600%. Increased base weapon damage against hostiles and armadas by up to 400%. So the top one works against just armadas. So the bottom one works against hostiles, armadas, and invading entities? And is that why they separated that out like that? Possibly. I don't care about your dumbass beam. I don't care about your battle passes. There was nothing really that looked... nothing that I could really tell. Loading indicators that appeared. Fix a few of them. Okay, cool. Nothing too eye-popping here to me, anyway. Alright, so let's wrap this up, get out of here. Tried to make this one go a little quicker, not that I really did, because of course I stop and I comment on how stupid everything is. It's kind of my thing. I just don't like half this shit. It is exactly how we thought it was going to be. Here's the USS Reliant, and here it kicks the shit out of the loop that was pissing us off for the last month. And there's a whole bunch of benefit to getting the Reliant. Like, these favors pop up. Cool. You can get these cost efficiencies on the officers. Cool. That's nice. It's really nice. And everybody else can go fuck themselves. Because guess what? They gotta grind more hostiles. That's wonderful, isn't it? That's wonderful. Here, buy the ship or grind more hostiles to get it for free. Lovely. No, I fucking hate that, and I'm definitely not gonna buy the ship just out of fucking spite, man. Fuck you, dude. I really don't like that it costs common splicers. I just think that's so ridiculous. They're so ridiculous. The way they have mapped that shit out. Hate it. But whatever. I'll get the ship in another 100 fucking days. Yay. And then I'll really tell you how I like this loop. But until then, I can't really say anything but, negative shit about it. That's their fault, not mine. So comment below, how excited were you to wake up and see the changes coming this month? I do like that, yes, we get another set of ships to the Independent Archive. But I'm kind of wondering if there's really any benefit to it. Do you actually see benefit to the Franklin and the Franklin 8 going into the Independent Archive? Because to a certain extent, I'm sorry, I feel like the ships are dead. There's no reason to go and do anything with them. Except Independent Archives. And if you can't do it because you haven't done anything with the ships, you're not losing out on a whole lot, from what I can tell. But we'll see when we go through it. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I am the Angry Rhino. Shields up, Commanders.